Good evening, Grapple fans. Welcome to Prime Minister's Wrestling Time. Wow, what a main event we have for you here tonight. The leader of the opposition, the legislature boy himself, Keir Starmer, will challenge the reigning chump, Boris the Butcher Johnson, for the title. My name is Andrew Sparr, and with me at the commentary table tonight is my regular co-host, Robert Fiston. Robert, does it get any better than this?
I can't answer that, Andrew, but I can tell you what we have seen lately is that things can get much, much worse.
Now, earlier today, we saw the tag team partners of these two fighters go head-to-head for a no-holds-barred tussle at the dispatch box, and we got an explosive encounter.
It may not have been as deadly as the mess he left behind in Afghanistan, but the big low, Dominic Raab, got his horse handed to him by Angela the Pain Rayner in a dramatic fashion, and it's amazing that he's still standing.
If we compare their stats, we really see a tale of the red tape, with both fighters vulnerable to rule violations and questionable mandates from their fans.
No doubt what should be a technical masterclass is in fact going to be a bloodbath.
Let's go over now to our ring announcer, Mr. Mouth and Megaphone himself, Piers Moron. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's bout will be over 3 rounds, with the winner being decided by an outdated first-past-the-post countout, no matter how many times the other guy has him pinned or has tapped out from his duties. Our referee for the evening is Lindsay Hoyle. This is a political circus, so without further ado, let's get ready to ramble! First of all, the challenger, weighing in with his dry statistics and support for government policies, Keir Embrace Project Fear Starmer. And facing him, he is the champion, the prime monster, the giant haystack of incompetence himself, Boris the Butcher Johnson.
Right, gentlemen, I want a good, clean discussion. No blows below the belt or accountability for telling direct lies to the electorate. Go to your benches and come out shouting when I ring the bell.
Well, Robert, the atmosphere is electric in here tonight, and not just due to the exposed wires around this creaking Parliament building.
That's right, Andrew. Everyone is waiting to see these two big beasts actually do something.
And we're underway. And underwhelmed, as Boris comes stumbling from his bench, obviously drunk, trips and headbutts Lindsay Hoyle, knocking him out.
The PM is frantically apologising and mumbling something about unintended consequences. But Keir can see an opening and moves in on the attack.
Starmer launching a vicious attack, raining down punches.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he seems to be targeting his own groin and is brutally punching himself in the bollocks.
Starmer pulling back, saying he regretted that approach, and Boris swiftly moves in with a cheeky jab and pulling off the mask of his Captain Hindsight costume.
Boris sliding out of the ring now to change his outfit, pulling on his high-vis and a hard hat before coughing in the face of some pensioners in the audience front row.
That hard hat has "Get Brexit Done" written across it, and Johnson now back in the ring and nutting Starmer into agreement.
Starmer's looking wobbly. He can't believe such a weak opponent is giving him trouble.
Yes, he really seems to be struggling to connect with the crowd too and rally support for himself.
Johnson has applied his triple lock pensions move, but undoes it himself, to the anger of his base support.
We can only assume that Chump is running out of fuel and needs to do something to build his reserves for his tax cut special move later on.
You could be right, Andrew, but it is a high-risk manoeuvre.
Starmer looks like he's moving into attack, but seems to support the PM's struggling motion at the last second.
I really don't understand how he keeps missing these chances for a principled attack.
You have to think he has a long game plan, but right now it looks like incompetence. He's never going to find firm ground if he keeps putting his feet in his mouth and sitting in the Tory's pocket. And that's the end of the first round. Starmer goes back to his corner for a conference with his team.
Astonishingly, while he's trying to regain his composure, his cornerer strategically placing knives in his back.
I must admit, I was expecting them to offer him words of advice and support rather than heckle him during his reflection on the life of his dead mother. But it's not the first time we've seen this tactic from the left.
They're back at it, Andrew, and finally they're exchanging blows.
It may just be me, but I'm always disappointed when I see these two meet without their masks.
Public safety is a secondary concern to power and control for these two. You have to remember, it's one rule for them and another for us.
Lindsay Hoyle back on his feet, but he looks like he's picked up a nasty injury. Nevertheless, he turns his blind eye towards Johnson and the fight continues.
Johnson swinging from the ring, poles now and throwing PPE contracts out to the crowd in the VIP section. But the rest of the audience pays no attention. Starmer applies some logic and gets a harumph and poo-pooed from the Tory backbenches.
Angela Rayner making a surprise appearance and providing Keir with the distraction from his poor performance so far by shouting "Scum!" loudly for the crowd to hear, and the reaction is completely overblown.
Johnson trips over the bodies piled high around him and Starmer moves in to pin him.
1, 2,
Johnson kicks out. He's up again and immediately trips over an empty jerry can. Starmer pins again.
1, 2.
And again, Johnson kicks out.
Starmer smashes an empty supermarket shelf over Johnson's head, and the chump is down again.
1, 2.
Unbelievable! Johnson escapes once more.
Starmer can't believe it. He slumps to his knees. Johnson drags a large fridge from under the ring and hides in it. Starmer's banging on the door chanting, "Make Brexit work," despite the boos from the majority of the crowd.
Whoa, Andrew, I can't believe it. The fight has been ruled no contest and the pitiful, weak and cowardly champion remains in charge.
And as you can hear, the crowd are not happy. They're still in their seats for now, but security is moving in rapidly as they can sense things are about to turn ugly.
Well, we can't have any of that on TV. We don't want everyone to know that this is all fake and prearranged just to keep the masses entertained and paying their entrance fees.
So to all the folks at home, thanks for watching and not doing anything about it. We'll see you all for the same shit shows next time, next week. Good night.